one of the things I'm loving, and I do want to talk about, it's that, and because there's one thing I'm going to tell you guys I don't like that I found out. I don't like at
Mm-hmm.
all. But one thing that I do like that was started back in maybe March, April, was that they had almost completely eliminated their customer service team and moved to AI without AI working though. So you were all the time at these places waiting for these replies, and you're like, dude, the option wouldn't be there that you need, and there wasn't like an other,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was going through all these things, and I was like, guys, you need to fix this, you need to. But just as of recently, the AI is amazing now. Like the AI, if it's not happening in your city yet, just
Mm-hmm.
wait, because in ours, like right around that commercial, they super bumped it, and they said, watch what happens next week. And the AI just kind of took over. If you have a thing, it says we're checking into it, and the old me was like, yeah, right, I'm gonna be here like a half hour waiting to see what you tell me. And then like a minute later, it's like, okay, it will be ready in 4 minutes. Go back inside. Like they're on it now, and they're adding little other pieces of, like, you can still go along and add money for wait times. And yeah, it's not tons of money, but there are little things you can add the whole way. The AI is working, and do I like the fact that it's almost impossible to get a person on the phone and I happen to just know a couple people? No. But do I see the advantage of AI over customer support in India? Yeah. I'm actually
Mm-hmm.
seeing it now. And I hate to say that because I would hate to take a job out of somebody's hands, but it really does work a lot better. And in fact, I know that when you do a Curri, you're more on the bidding side. Well,
Yeah.
maybe you're on both.
No, I'm on the bidding side, and
So you
that's
make a bid. So that never was the case with us. You've seen what I get. Like I would get an offer. Do you want this?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, now often that offer will come back, or that I'll be like, no way I'm doing that for that. Like let's say it says like 80 miles for $75. So there's no chance I'm doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of incrementing it up by 5, they'll text me and say, do you want this for 100? And you can immediately, and all of you need to know this, some already do. I know Josh has been using it. Josh turned $200 into 400 today. I right away text him back, and I look at the miles, 80, it should be 2 a mile, but I'll do 150. And I was like, 150, like this has been going on for a while. And they're like, done. Just to skip all those stages, they're just actually looking for the good drivers who expressed interest by looking at the offer. And
Mm-hmm.
because the clients make the offers on Curri, you know what I mean? So I actually have created a customer portal because she wanted me to see how it works from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And so I create how much is being sent out. Now, of course, they take their chunk and whatnot, but I'm saying I want to pay just this. Like there are things up that I know are wrong. Like people were asking me about cars. I finally found they finally changed it on the website, to
Mm-hmm.
the point where it's like, let's take a look at this real quick. So look at this. So when people were asking me about this, I had no idea before, because some cars fit as much as my RAV4 SUV, but the SUV says what, 800 pounds? The car says 200. But like I know Tony, the driven dad, can take his Tesla and get as much almost as I can in my RAV4 of paint.
Mm-hmm.
We can both do about 900 pounds, and then so this is when you're selecting. These are all the options you have as the customer.
Mm-hmm.
And
Corey.
even down to this, they even do parcel, and the parcel is every option of parcel that there is for no extra fee. It's really weird.
Well, what's interesting you mentioned that some of these customers are smart where they downgrade the offers to try to to skim on paying what they really should be paying. They have a load that's they're saying for pickup truck when it's really for a box truck.
Well, these numbers are new now.
Mm-hmm.
These are implemented in the customer side as of last week after the commercial. So like
Mm-hmm.
before, it didn't say 800 pounds SUV, 200 car. So I don't know what that'll mean for cars moving forward, because it's supposed to do, if they, and most of the orders I have in my neck of the woods, they do show the total weight, the dimensions, all that stuff that I need. So if it goes under 200, it's supposed to make you jack up to the next one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, I guess there's a lot more orders that are lower though too. Like There's a lot of like, $25, $30 orders that are like move a 5-pound box.
I mean, I okay. You probably see more of those than I would see. I'm just saying that at least on my side, I see where these. It's not just that app. It's other apps where the customers are smart, where they're trying to skimp on dollars, or they're trying to save themselves dollars by downgrading to a vehicle class below what it should be, a vehicle class or two below what it should be, and so but then again, as someone pointed out, you got thirsties that'll still grab it, man. It's gone in 6 seconds or less.
And it's funny that you say that because, like I said, well, first let me show you this too, because this is very important to do now on Curri. If you haven't before, this is mine. Make sure that you add in your capabilities and your accessories, and even taking a picture of helmet, vest, boots, and gloves, and sending it to them is huge. But then you can list it here too. It never used to care about this stuff. I had it in there anyway, but now they do have performance that shows if I don't have some of this listed,
Right.
it might go to people who do first. It still might come to me down the road, but it's a lot better. Go in there, guys, set all that stuff. But here's what I wanted to show you that I do not like. So Geezer will remember that when he got on Curri, our friend Alice helped out there. And I mean, Curri, I always love this. I love that Curri is a hard app to get on. I had Chris Barnes from Delivered on last week, and I was telling him, I said, one of the greatest things I think you guys do is the slowing of onboarding, even if it means a wait list. Totally into that. I don't think that people, I think the wait list is way better than oversaturation. And so Curri's always been that way. Well, Curri just launched this. So now you can sign. I mean, and I guess, if you guys aren't on Curri, go ahead. But what it does is it saturates my market so that, like Geezer said, the thirsties will take bad orders. Like whenever they add some people, we're already waiting for them to fall back off, all us regulars, so that we can see our normal bids. When they do something like this and say, hey, curri.com/curri-fast-track and pay $30 and we'll just stick you in there. Not a fan. I gotta tell you.
No, I mean, yeah.
And even says like skip the line here. Like they know there's a line. I don't want to pick on them too much. I just also want to be honest, though. That's not.
Well, you're in their pocket, man. So you got to watch what you say.
No, I told every one of them. I said, I actually had a good talk with Savak, and he's like their operations guy, and I'd never met him in person. And he's like, man, he's like, sometimes you dog us. I'm like, well, on the podcast, because I was like, no, I said, I'm always honest about my encounters with Curri. So if I've had to talk about bad customer service experience, I don't dog you. I'm just telling the truth about what happened. And if I didn't do that, people wouldn't respect my view on Curri. It took him a few to get there because he knows for the most part, I have better things to say about Curri than almost every other app because they've been good to me for 5 years. But to each their own. But this is not something I like to see because for a long time, I know people who waited on the list for 2 years. Chris in Buffalo from the Rideshare guy, Chris and Sergio. Chris waited for almost 3 years in Buffalo to get on.
Wow.
And now for $30, you can just skip it.
Well, maybe I'm being the cynic. You probably know better than I do about this. I think that tells me then that they're trying to squeeze out more profit when they bring on more people. They
also grabbed a ton, because I learned this at the commercial filming. They grabbed a lot, the most they've ever grabbed in the summer season, where they're not really pulling them in yet, but they're getting them ready. This was their biggest season of fishing for new national clients. So there's a bunch of new national clients about to come on Curri, and some are exclusive. So I know that that's a big deal too. So I do understand. Trust me. And Geezer, I'm sure you understand this. It's a logistical nightmare trying to keep Do we have enough drivers? Are they available today? Are they who's going to take this? Do we have enough? I mean, I can say there's a far extreme like DoorDash that just sucks.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, like they just
Right.
pull everybody on and screw you over. But some of these other apps really don't try and do that. But as they grow, the logistical nightmare grows too.
Right, and I understand that too. That you've got to be able, part of your selling point is to say that, hey, look, we've got this plethora of drivers for this on-demand type work or on-demand service that we are conduits of providing. I get that,